I closed it 250. Remember?
250. Oh yes, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
But it's great. I mean, this morning took a nice scalp, lots of money, and also I called this level. You know, sometimes you gotta show how good your levels are for the Discord, and this is what I and we can go into it, of course, but pretty accurate, I'd say. However, we are in this long right now. Let's go
I
over
don't
and take
think.
a look.
Oh
I shared it
yeah.
in the chat.
Oh, I see
I
it. I
shared
see
it
it.
in the chat. I mean, let me see. I gotta zoom in here, get a microscope out, to see how good we were. What's the low here? The low here
Look
is
at that.
95,666. So I missed it by $6. Sorry. Okay. The level, the line, all given in advance. But yeah, man, incredible, incredible morning, incredible. Asia, man, Asia loves. I'm sleeping, man, and they're pumping it. They pumping it. So I mean, we did have the Solana Lana long call yesterday. We can go over that. Wrong chart. 1 second. Doop. So yeah, what this was. OC and I were talking a lot of shit last night to each other, and this was. I said, "Hey, man, go long here." Okay. I hit take profit one. I went to bed, and then woo do do do. It rugged everybody, and then it went. Okay. But nonetheless, we had our invalidation point quite accurate. Okay. You got to go for your look left confluence. Okay. Where's your look left confluence? Look at this low. That's why our stop loss is just below this low. Okay. You're looking left to protect yourself, right? Oh, so beautiful. Okay. That's called magic. Okay. Technical analysis. Look left. Say, hey, man, let's put it below this low here, not below this low here. And sweep of the lows, push up, and 250 target has been reached. Okay, so beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Nonetheless, right now, everything is exploding. Exploding. We can see Bitcoin dominance ripping to the downside. We can see Ethereum flying to the moon. Okay. Um, fly me to the moon. Right? So wild, wild day. It's a beautiful day. We just got up to $98,500. Can you imagine that we're gonna hit OC's $500,000 target? Maybe.
Oh man,
You got a
maybe.
little bit of hope now, a little bit of hope.
Not now,
Yeah.
but
So
from the
this
day one,
morning,
my friend.
oh fuck.
Oh,
So this
by the
morning, what
record,
do we know?
for
Okay, go.
for the record, I don't think that we're gonna be hitting 500K. I think there's a little chance, itty bitty chance that we do, but I'm aiming more like 200 K Bitcoin, 250K Bitcoin, a little bit more like in those levels. Just so you know, for the record. But yeah, hopefully we do.
I said 212. That's what I said. Remember?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
212 is what I said. We'll see. OC wants OC wants to go to outer space or maybe utter space. We'll see. Yeah, so what happened really this morning? Okay, it's a typical, pump and retracement, right? So why this level? Okay, why this level? So typically you're looking for a retrace back down to previous highs. So you're looking for this. Okay, but a beautiful double top in here on these highs coming in here. So I was able to get long right here this morning on the live stream. Okay, so if you want to watch some scalping, we absolutely crushed it this morning. So if I go into here, so you need to understand, where am I at? I always talk to you guys. Where am I at? We've pumped up overnight. Everybody's feeling FOMO. OC wakes up this morning. He puts some burritos in the microwave and he's like, "Oh my god, we are going to the moon. I don't know what to do anymore. This is crazy. I missed it. I got to go long." So OC tells his friends and all OC's friends, because they're not part of the Chart Prime Discord. They're all pressing buy, right? They're all like, "Oh my God, we're going to the moon." OC, he told us he's got the a burrito forecast this morning from Mexico, and he's got cojones, so we trust him, right? No, we are not these guys. We do not trade the tops. If anything, we're looking to short, even though it's a price discovery. Very risky going short in here. So what happens? We mitigate the low. So we're looking for a mitigation of the low in here, coming into a 382 bounce level. Okay, so coming in here, we go from swing low to swing high. Woo! Right in here, swing low to swing high. Okay, and you can see 382 bounce level coming in quite perfectly here. We had this level marked out. Do you know what else is in here? VWAP's in here. Okay, so VWAP, volume weighted average price, is right in here. So price comes down. We are expecting a bounce. So it comes down, chop, chop, chop. Everybody's still pressing buy, 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 buy. They get wrecked. Whoop. We press buy. We take out. And guess how much percentage do I look for a day? OC? Uno.
1.
See, my Spanish is getting better.
It is
1% move. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis. So
That's a
don't be
song.
late. Yeah, let's go. Right.
Let's go.
Right. That's the one. 97,500. Right. So we can show you we always got to show you guys receipts. Right. So we take our 1% move, our entry and our exit. Okay. As you can see here. So we take our little scalp trade from, oh, maybe you can't see that here. Let's zoom it out here. From 95, 522, 95, 522. Oof, we gotta go right into it, right in here, all the way up to here. Boop, take profit. Okay, close price 97,522. 96,896. Sorry, 896. So actually, this one was a little bit higher. So I waited for the bounce, reclaim of VWAP. Okay, so VWAP was right here. So with this, volume comes in. You see the bounce, reclaim of VWAP that shows strength. I press buy, and you come all the way up here to mitigate this high. Yes, it continued downwards, but we're already 75% out of the trade right here. Okay, and yes, it come down, stopped me out. But we made our money. That's it. Good old $600 done for the day. Guess what? It came back into our level here. Guess what we did? We pressed buy. We got out of this trade. So now we're out of this trade now, setting the traps all the way down. So we can get rid of this. And we can show you over here. And the other trade. So we were in a little bit late here because I was with my son this morning, which is very important. You know, after you make your money for the day, you don't really care, except for spending time with your family. That's why we trade, right? So you come in here, you bounce down. I see it hit the perfect level, right? I was with my son here, but then I seen, okay, we're going for a little bit of a bounce here. So I get in here, take a little long on this little retrace, and get into here and close the trade there. So I've had a very, very nice lucrative morning. And now looking at this over here, I am currently long on Ethereum. Okay, because Ethereum, we're looking for rotation. Okay, so Ethereum, I'm currently long. I've been adding and taking profits along the way up. I think this is coming back up to here. So right now I'm currently long, and I've taken profits multiple times over here. And I can share this one. Okay, so this is what you do. You set the traps, you wait, you see the rotation, you take money there. So we currently entry price 259, right? So we are currently long on Ethereum right now, looking for it to come back up to the highs, okay? Very tight stop loss, and just looking for, this to come up into here because of the rotation, right? So we see a rotation. Look at Ethereum this morning. Boom! To the moon, right? You look at anything that's under Ethereum, like Arbitrum. Boom, right? Boom, big moves, right? Optimism, boom, big move, right? So you can see the rotation of capital slowly starting to happen, okay? And how do you see this? Well, go over to Bitcoin dominance. You can see Bitcoin dominance is absolutely rolled over to the ground here and is now flagging out. And hopefully we see it continue to drop. Like I said to you guys the other day, is I want to see structure change, okay? I need to see this low taken for me to get like, oh, this is going to be good, right? I want to see this drop, below 59%. That would be ideal. And then another indication of that, we go over and we look at total 3 is trying to break out as we speak. Okay, this is exciting right here. You see, we got a a flat top here. OC's, OC's getting really excited here. You can see he's got the maracas out and everything. He's got the tequila. He's ready. Chica, 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 chica bonitas everywhere. A little bit of the, good stuff, whatever. Looking for a fun time. So this is exciting, right? This is exciting. Up only. So we want to be pretty we want to be prepared. We want to be looking to take longs, but you want to be using good risk management and you want to be able to get in on pullbacks. Okay. A very good tool for stuff like this is a dynamic reactor, a quantum reactor. Okay. So you can throw this on your dynamic reactor. I like the 8-minute dynamic reactors, kind of like if I'm looking for a trend-based continuation, it's the 8-minute dynamic reactor. Okay. Tuning 8 as well, which is Fibonacci numbers, and 8 is my favorite number. But you can see here the dynamic reactor acts as very good support throughout. Okay, so this is, look at this, look at this, look at this. If you bought the dynamic reactor on the 8-minute, tuning 8, you can see that this is a very, very, very strong trend-based signal when we are absolutely ripping to the upside. Now, you guys can find something that works well for you, but I enjoy the 8 on 8 for the dynamic reactor. I find it to be very, very helpful. And you can see here trying to hold and continuing to push here, putting in another range to the upside. And hopefully, my friends, it's right here. It's so close. It's so close. Because why do we want 100,000? Because what happens when what retail sees 100,000 on the billboards, baby? Right? Retail comes back. And we're already, all our bags are packed, man. So retail comes back, they can FOMO in, and we can sell on their heads. Okay? And that's what I'm looking to do. And I'm excited this morning. How are you guys feeling?
Oh, I'm also excited. By the way, I want to call out something here that we were seeing throughout this couple of classes. Let me bring this up here. And I don't know why this thing keeps just bashing on non microphone, whatever. Remember, just not yet. Well, yeah, yesterday. Well, not recording yesterday. It was Monday and Tuesday. I was telling you guys not a Wyckoff pattern. Remember, not a Wyckoff pattern. So basically, what we got in there, I was not a Wyckoff, right? We were calling for a triangle here. Everybody on Twitter was Wyckoff, Wyckoff, Wyckoff. I did not see the Wyckoff pattern. Again, I did admit that I could be wrong and maybe it could still form into a Wyckoff pattern. But nonetheless, till that moment, I will be calling that a triangle. So I'm going to stand by for what I mentioned. It's not about the breakout. It's about the retest and beautiful target. So something important, it is that as you can see, I'm planning to see maybe a reversal. This line here, I draw it with you guys since 2 days ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I am expecting to get all the way up here and then have a little bit of a reversal. Alex, let me fight you a little bit. Fight you, of course, fight you a little bit on the 100K. I absolutely agree with you, but there is a little bit a detail. Hopefully,
Oh
it
my
doesn't go like
God.
Halo. Hopefully, it doesn't go like Halo. But
You're so mean, OC.
come on, it's a healthy discussion. It's a healthy discussion.
It hurt
Well,
my
let me.
feelings.
What is it? Oh man.
Oh man.
The thing is that I believe that first, all of the guys that were expecting the 100K, like retail, because I mean, let's be honest, everybody here, but Alex, we all retail. Alex is the whale of the group here. So that's what he said. We dump on them,
I
right?
speak well.
Oh, I love that movie. Beautiful movie. But the thing is that I think many of us are looking for 100K and we're saying, you know what, like, not this time, Bitcoin, not this time. Last time you got me holding for 100K and you freaking dumped me on 60K, right? 69K. So not this time. Many people might start trying to just get that also because it is a psychological level, right? What is it? The 000, the quadruple zero, the I don't know, however you want to add there. The truth of the matter is it is a round number. A round number has a kind of like a I don't know, an expensive feel. That's why you see on stores 9.99, never round it up to that little cent. Why? Because it makes it feel cheaper, right? So that rounded number has a psychological factor here, and I think that we might be seeing a little retracement. Again, not much of a retracement. I am expecting somewhere around 94, and in worst case scenario, 86. I still looking for 86K, somewhere around those areas on the 4 hour time frame. 86 will be, I would say, the worst case scenario for this week from Thursday, let's just call it to Tuesday, right? If that makes sense. That's my if we go over that period of time and we don't see that big retracement, I think we're safe and we're ready to keep going upwards. Liquid Farmer, by the way, I just noticed you are in here. Been missing you, my friend. Hopefully you can make it into the classes. Other than that, I was saying that I do expect to have this little bit of a retrace because of the psychological pressure here. In fact, let me just change this just slightly bit. Let's just do it here to 100 or something around those lines, right? And there we go. That's what I'll be looking for. And then of course, if we can have the flip of the ribbon, right? Flip of the ribbon, add support, then off we go for the next target. I'll be looking something around 110, 120, something like that for the next step. And that is how Alex mentioned FOMO in with retail. And usually when we see retail back, we see a big spike, right? And then a big retracement. Why? Because when we see that big spike, us traders, or hopefully I can call myself a whale also one day, us whales, right? We dump it on those candles, right? Because it's time to take some profits, right? So before anybody else claims some money, you claim it for yourself because that is just the way it is, right? So you see those big spikes, you take profit, partial profits, and you keep riding the movement. As it goes back down, you jump back in, add support, sweep of the lows, flip of the ribbon, breakout retest, so on and so forth, right? So that is the little thing that I want to just mention. I do expect a little bit of a retracement before we do that smaller, or sorry, that continuation of retail. And then after that continuation of retail, look at that, I'm aiming at 105, 102. Then I would be saying, well, then let's retrace it hard, right? And we'll see how that happens. So far, a big milestone for Bitcoin. Let's not be naive, right? Because we were looking at it last cycle and we were just almost half of it, right? We did not even touch 100K. So still looking at those kind of movements. I'll be looking for maybe allocation of altcoins, guys, especially old altcoins. Let me bring up Ethereum, ETH. We've been following up Ethereum, and also Piper called this movement, and we were also preparing for this breakout. Let me just bring this up. Oh, come on. Is this not the Ethereum? Did I remove everything? Come on. I don't think so. No, hold on. Bear with me, guys. I have another Ethereum, but we were expecting that movement. Here we go. Here it is. All right, perfect. So we were talking about this range. Remember, Alex, also we were discussing that maybe Ethereum, it is a sleeping giant, right? And we were analyzing possible scenarios. We were started noticing these higher highs and the flat top. Remember what I always said? I mean, when we have a flat top, we usually break to the flat top, right? We also have this ginormous channel coming down, right? And we have a breakout. I was expecting a breakout retest and off we go. But seems like the retest that we're having, or that we had, it was kind of like a bull flag in here, or at least a symmetrical triangle. So far right now we have broken, we are hitting targets. I would be looking for maybe a retracement and continuation, maybe a retracement and continuation, maybe following throughout this trend, possible entry scenarios. And for confirming that, let's turn on first of all our reactors. Where our reactors are, we want to forecast them, right? Pretty close to where I'm expecting. Then let's go for the next one. Well, support and resistance so far, big empty space that we just filled in, right? So we just need to wait once again for that conclusion and repopulation. Right now this is too much, too tight, so let's just for now let's ignore it. Let's go for order blocks. As you can see, look at where my order blocks are. Also pretty close where I'm expecting to react from. And then, of course, fair value gaps. Finally, we have big areas of order blocks. So for the worst case scenario, we'll be hitting all the way back down here. which I don't think that we're gonna do unless Bitcoin loses the dynamic reactor in the 4 hour. And then, well, this is the limit. Why? Because we have three big order blocks in there. Not only that, remember that we have measured that movement on the breakout, right? On the breakout all the way up here. So we are expecting this area up there for a final target. So that is a 51.35% to the best case scenario. Hopefully you guys did took that trade. So far I'm out of this trade, out of both trades. And what I'm going to be looking for, if Bitcoin retraces, I'm going to be looking for a possible re-entry right somewhere around there. So right around 3,191, around those areas, right? So that's what I got on Ethereum. There are going to be other coins that I'm also going to be looking at. For example, BNB. BNB looking very shaky, but at the same time, I like the symmetry of those tops. Look at that. Oh my God, look at that. That is just like my ADHD goes like, oh, look at that, how it pairs pretty nicely, right? And then the only thing that I don't like, it is that we did broke below this triangle with a sweep of the lows. So sweep of the lows with Alex of Crypto. Then we're going to be going for the OC retest and entry here as we break up through that zero line. So that's going to be my plan for BNB. Maybe this retracement might change the way that BNB is moving. So bear in mind that BNB could also get at 553 for the next movement to the upside, before the next movement to the upside, all right? So this could be a fake out, and then we might be doing something like that. So remember, despite I'm bullish, I'm also looking for my worst case scenario. I hope not fake out. Yeah, I also hope not fake out. So yeah, that's basically what I got on altcoins that I'm gonna be looking at. Also gonna be giving you guys a couple of other coins as we go in the classes. For example, a Link. Man, this is one of the things that I do like Link so far, but I don't think that this is looking good. Even that, I mean, I'm still looking at it. Let's go first for by this area, and because we only had 2 points, let's use it as a resistance zone, right? So let's also move this like that. I want to catch as many candles as I can, and then make myself a little bit of a buffering area. So other than that, let's also clone this one once again, and then use it right here at the bottom. There we go. And then because it doesn't match that much, let's fix that. Let's go right here, and also let's go in here. And this is looking much better. So we had what I would be calling a rising wedge, right? Usually rising wedges break down to the downside, but I mean, but also we're teasing to be back above the zero line in here. Right now it's time to wait. This is my speculation analysis. This is my speculation analysis till now. So still in a waiting zone, waiting for some sweep of the lows. I don't think, let me say it, once again, I don't think that we're gonna hit the area of $13 here at 1273. But instead we're gonna do just a sweep of the lows, and then a movement and continuation to the upside. Like right now, I do see a possible Wyckoff, a not very neat but possible Wyckoff pattern of continuation, more like a flat positive continuation in here, but still possibly looking at Link. Other than that, I'll be just scanning the markets on crypto bubbles to see what might be changing. And Alex, we got a question a little bit above, and absolutely, I'll take a look at AVAX blog group. Give me just 1 second. We had a question from Alba BSM. Dagan, I think he was spot on. Let me also drop my screen now. And he said, Alex, your fees on Ethereum are 3,250. Mine was at 3,235. Am I doing something wrong? Means my entry, sadly. Dagat, by the way, Dagat, thanks so much for helping around. That's an amazing job. And also, thank you very much for helping us with the rest of the alumni. He says, not the same exchange ticker? He asks the question, and Alba mentions, yeah, that might be it. So remember that different exchanges have their own. They have their own price. Uh, they're their own world, right? So they have their own price.
They're
So
always different, yeah. So I
mhm.
always use Bybit to chart. Bybit is got great liquidity, which gives you more precise levels. So I always use Bybit to chart. Binance is not bad either, but Binance you can get some scam wicks, right? So be careful. But I always use Bybit to chart, so that might be one of the reasons. And then you have to know the difference between Bybit and your exchange, right? So I know on my Bitcoin exchange or my Bitcoin chart to this says 97,200, right? So my BingX trade is $10 cheaper. It's always $10 cheaper. So if my level is 663, which was here, right? Then I'm going on my exchange, I'm going 653. Okay? It's you have to know the difference. There is a difference between what is on here and what is on your exchange, okay? And you should know that difference and you should account for that difference. Because you're charting. And I don't suggest you go and chart on your exchange one. I don't suggest that. We use Bybit and Binance because of the liquidity, meaning smoother price action, meaning more concise levels, meaning more volume being traded on that exchange, therefore levels being much more respected. So we want to do our TA on these exchanges. That's why whenever, I'm typing in whatever, ADA and I'm looking for exchange. I'm favoring Bybit or Binance. Okay, Bybit is my go-to because I've had some issues with charting on Binance. Okay, and that's just from experience. But typically, you see most people charting on Bybit. Okay, but you have to know your difference from your exchanges. Now, if we go over to Ethereum, let's see if you are doing something wrong with the fib pool. So you said mine was 3235. Okay, so 3235. Let's get into it here and take a look. So first and foremost, when you're pulling a fib on something extreme like this, you have a couple of options. You can go from the start of the move, right? So the start of the move would be here. Or you can go from the impulse of the move, which would be here. Okay, for me, I always like to go start of the move of this uptrend, right? Downtrend, start of the move, right? Very simple market structure. Okay, start of the move was this low right here. You see how the uptrend started, right? Downtrend, break a structure here, right? So break a structure, uptrend starting right here, higher high, right? So your uptrend started from the start of the move. That's where I typically always pull my fib from. You got to have rules, and that would be a rule, right? Some people, depending on how aggressive the trend is, I will pull sometimes from the impulse out, okay? From the impulse out. But something like this, I'm going to go from start of the move, right? So you're going to go start of the move to the high of the move, right? And just in general here, right? Start of the move, hit control, right? If you want to be like super accurate, right? And you can see we came off the 0.5 here, right? Now that was just an area of interest for me. Now that's giving us, this is giving us 32.18, right? 32.48. Now we didn't come down into our golden pocket here. What got me into this move here is knowing that Bitcoin came into this move here. Okay? Because Bitcoin's king right now. We know Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is at 60%. If if we look at this, right? You see this here, and we invert this chart. Let's hit Alt I. We invert this chart. Okay? Now let's put on Ethereum on this chart. This is a fun experiment. Right? New price scale. Look at that. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought, right? So we've inverted Bitcoin dominance because Bitcoin is king, right? So if Bitcoin is bouncing here, what is Ethereum doing? Bouncing here, right? Bouncing here. So in Confluence, I can take a leverage trade on something like Ethereum, right? Because it moves more. right? We know that because it has less market cap and yada yada yada, right? But if I know that, this, look at this, man, it's written in the pudding right there, right in front of you, right? If I hit Alt I, that's what it looks like, dominance, right? That's dominance right now. But if you invert this, it's the exact same as Ethereum, basically. So I know that Bitcoin bounced here, and I know Bitcoin to be better for trading levels. That's one thing for sure. Is Bitcoin, you put the level, you get the level, right? Look at how beautiful that bounced, okay? Which allows me to be like, hey man, I've traded Bitcoin a couple times. I'll get long on Bitcoin, but I'll also maybe take a crack at Ethereum because I saw Ethereum this morning go buck wild, right? So if I want to play a little bit more, not degen, right? Because we're still making good decisions, I can take a crack at Ethereum for a bounce, right? And you get that beautiful bounce up. Look, we're up 2.5%, right? Versus if you go over to Bitcoin, it's probably not as much if you go from down here, one and a bit, right? So it's a leverage play on Bitcoin. But we know that Bitcoin bounced from here. And that's what allows me to justify that. And hopefully that answers your fib question as well. Okay, so Bitcoin's going to be daddy until we see that big change in Bitcoin dominance. What is the big change? Like we talked about at the beginning here, that's going to be losing 59%, in my opinion. Clear and concise close below here. We can then look for the retest, and that's where we want to long all the altcoins right here, right? We want to see a break because we haven't seen it break. This whole uptrend has been absolutely disgusting. Look at it go. Let's get rid of this. Right? Uptrend all the way to Valhalla, right? So once we see this momentum break, and we look for that retest, baby, and that's where we're going to be able to take big advantage of altcoins. There'll be opportunities, obviously retracements, continuations, but Bitcoin's still king right now. If we're looking at what happened last cycle, obviously we're more diluted, so this thing has moved quite slow in comparison to last cycle. So we know that this is going to be less strong than this here because we have 20,000 cryptos here and we have 5,000 here, let's just say, right? So what we're looking for is that spike up, right? And then that loss of structure, right? So you get this loss of structure that we see over here where you lose this area in here and we're gone, right? Or you lose this higher high, higher low, you lose this low, you get one last retest, right? That's the one we want, the one last retest, and then yippee-ki-yay, 2 months of pure power to the upside for altcoins, right? So that's what we're waiting for. We remain patient, but we can take advantage of a lot of things throughout this price action, and hopefully that helps you with all of that. Okay. How's your are you still in that ADA trade there, OC, or what?
No, I already closed it. But you want to see how ADA played out?
Well, yeah, I mean, okay, sure.
Yeah,
I don't I don't
you're
like ADA,
tracking.
but sure. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. By the way, I took a little bit of it because I do see the possibility of retracing. Or I mean, not a little bit. I just call it out. But this is what we were expecting, right? We made this little bridging here. It did play it out very nicely. We did enter from all back down here, took some profits, jumped back in as we went all the way down. And then as we hit target up here, I took profits and walked away from it. So maybe what could we be expecting out of ADA? Let me just clear this up once again. We have a pretty, let's just say, I don't know, uh, this is just too much for Ada, I would say, right? I mean, it's not that I like Ada. It kind of like it has a special place in my heart because of the old days, right? But I'm not planning to hold too much Ada, especially not now. I think there are new coins, much important coins that might outperform Ada. But still, I'm gonna be trading whatever makes me money. The same goes, like for example, with TRX. Guys, hate TRX. Guys, I hate BNB, but still, I trade him and I hold BNB because I still trade on Binance, all right? So just so you know. Other than that, I mean, I'm seeing this right now, so slightly move to the upside, losing some momentum strength because if we follow the previous trend line here, so unless we bounce from here and we go catch the next area, man, I mean, I will just be waiting for the flip of the ribbon. But so far, we are now, and look at that, below or at the red cloud. What happened? What we're waiting for is like that flip of the ribbon, then movement to the upside. So is it a good spot to enter at this point? I would say that it is a dangerous spot. If you want to jump in, I would be. This is not financial advice, but I would be jumping in very with a very tight stop loss, with maybe half of a position. In fact, somewhere around here, and aiming at a lower part. You know what? Let's just even call it like that, and then aiming TP1 up here, right, and then TP2 all the way up here. Those are gonna be my possibilities, but at this point, I'd rather just stay away. I already have made a little bit of money. Let's just not push it, right? I think this is now we're turning into the part that feels like gambling. So I already have taken profits. I already have made money. If I keep pushing it, the closer I'm gonna be getting closer to the top, right? And that's what many people don't understand. So if you're already into a profitable position, gradually take profits and gradually re-add to your position, right? That way you have a healthy balance for a big retracement to happen and you can still close it within profits, not at a retracement, but at the pullback of that retracement. And let me show you this as an example. Let's just say that I enter here, all right? And I'm planning to hold it. So what I'm gonna be doing is adding as I see it fit, for example, here, right? For example, here, and then this is gonna be moving my entry price a little bit at a time, right? So and also moving my stop to entry, of course. So let's just leave it like that at a time. So when or if we have a breakdown here, we most likely gonna go here or maybe to a smart money area. And it's not about the breakout; it's about the retest. Your exit, your long, open up a short, and off we go. You see that? You don't close. You usually don't close here when you have the ability to sustain that entry and not lose a penny because we are like that. All right. Well, I rather go with that extra because I've been taking some profits and adding to my position. So I rather go with that extra bit of danger, right? At the expense of getting out at zero, again, zero loss, but instead even in a gain, right? And then being able to close my long right here at the retest as I then hit switch. I see it breaking down, maybe rejecting out of the zero line in here, right? And then off we go to the dynamic reactor. So that's usually a strategy that I use. You do you. This is not financial advice. In fact, I don't expect you guys to follow this. But next time that you are into a very well positioned place, right? Just give it a thought and see what are your alternatives. Because I mean, if you take profits here, 100% profits, nobody goes broke taking profits, right? So it's just about what you feel, how you like it, and what is your strategy. I like to be a little bit more patient. That has been playing the best for me, right? But I mean, again, there's just infinite amount of styles out there. So that will be it for me on ADA. Let me pass it over to you, Alex, if you have something to show or if you want to start wrapping the class up.
Yeah, I can go over a couple of things. So like we are looking for rotation, but you want to be careful right now. There's a lot of, fear and greed. Greed is above 85. It's crazy, right? So being level-headed is hard in these moments, right? You see all the headlines and stuff like that. So you can go and search for potential trades, right? So just some things that are on my radar that I'm looking at. Yeah. So Sui Sui's coming back right now, so I am looking for Sui for potential. Wait, let me get on my other Sui chart here for potential return back down into this zone, retesting previous highs. Okay, so can we bounce out of here? It looks as though it's holding. Okay, so Sui clearly has had an aggressive move up since $1.60, right? We're up 120. So looking for this to hold and looking for this to push. If we are to lose Sui, I am a buyer at around $2.80. So if we come down, $2.80 is where I'm a buyer. We do have this range within here around $3 at psychological level, but Sui's something on my radar right now. For rotational purposes, right? Things that haven't popped off, which are due. I think Injective, something you definitely want to keep your eyes on. This thing here, looking like it wants to go. It looks like it wants to go any second now. You can see, you want to look for things, in my opinion. Everybody knows we pumped up March, we topped out, we've come down, and we've consolidated sideways. That is the pattern right now, right? We have pumped up, we have come back down and consolidated sideways. So you're looking, in my opinion, for things that are trying to get out of this, your spring, your Wyckoff accumulation, you're flagging out now. You're looking for these things that want to come back up into these areas. Okay, coming back in here. You're not looking at something like what has come back into this area. Well, let's look at ADA, right? You have the top, you have the return down, you have the consolidation, and you are back into this area and then some. Okay, you're not looking to get long on this thing. This thing is fine if it just goes like this. Okay? This thing is fine. What we want to do is look at things that have moved before, injective, right? And are looking to get up into this area. Same thing, right? You look at, things that have popped off, right? H bar. Look at how quickly this thing came back up here. You don't want a long H bar. That's not, in the cards right now. Right? You want to go to things like, look, Gala trying to break out right now, trying to get back up into here, right? So for me, look, Algo has moved back up. We knew Algo had a run, right? We know Optimism is undersold. Arbitrum undersold. Up to here, that's a 3-4. That's a 2x at least, right? 1x from there. Arbitrum 2x from the bottom, 3x from the bottom. Okay, these are the things we want to try and find right now. It's not easy to find these. B&B is holding up quite nicely, but that's how I would prioritize. And then narratives. I think Jasmy has a good narrative here. We are looking for a Jasmy long in my Discord to continue up. It hasn't popped yet. Okay, so a nice 2x to the top, right? Right, you're looking at Ondo. Popped nice. Has Pith popped? No. Pith, easy trades, right? We don't want to complicate this stuff, especially in these runs. We want to wait for that rotation. We know they're going to run, right? And we want to take advantage of those, right? Pendle back up to the highs again, right? We took a beautiful Pendle trade in our Discord. So you gotta be picky here, where the narratives have ran before, so it's just a matter of time, right? I mean, AR is looking really nice right now. AR back up to this area, 150%. That looks pretty good. We know this thing. Look at this thing. When it goes, man, goodbye, right? Ciao for now. So looking at these things, right? Nice spring out of here. We got that shoe pattern that I talk about a lot, right? A big old shoe, right? Big old granny smelly shoe, just ready to get some fresh air, man. Right? So keep your eyes on the prize. And don't be buying things that are up here right now. Please don't do that. Like, you're not, please, Tia is another one that's on our radar. We just took a swing long on Tia in our Discord from down here. We're up 10%. This is 10%. Imagine it gets back up here. 3x, guys. 3x, right? So these are the things that I'm looking for, and you should be too. So make sure you're prioritizing what you're looking for, using good risk management, and taking advantage of this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pump, baby, because it is pumping. It is pumping. Ethereum back up. A nice gain there. 3,335. I think I might sell the rest of my Ethereum soon.
Really? I'm looking for a re-entry on Ethereum.
Oh, I'm selling. I'm selling it all, man.
Oh man. So let's take a look at AVAX. Let's probably AVAX. So AVAX has already popped off, right? Does it still have the potential to go higher? Yes, absolutely. Remember that this is the 4 hour. We already have a movement out of what is it, a 30% and 20%. Let's not lie about it. Let's just see. Oh, come on, 69%. Dude, what a move. If we measure from the top of the range out of a 28%. Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, could it go higher? Yes, absolutely. As everything else, let's just start drawing what we see here. In this case, I do see a triangle here. This is a symmetrical triangle, which means it's unknown breakout, right? 50% to break to the upside or to the downside. Something that's going to be defining where we break through. It is going to be the zero line breaking through back and forth through that zero line. Something important to note it is that so far we're still making lower lows in here, and so far we're also are making lower highs as the price also keep bouncing back and forth on those on that triangle, which makes at the top a bearish divergence, triple divergence. So be careful here because we could be having a fake out with volume and then going for a farther low in here, effectively making a double bottom pattern and then going for a retest somewhere around those areas. Could it still go higher? Yes, let's use our indicators. Where are the support areas? They are somewhere around here. Does that mean that we're gonna be getting that place? No. But how do you trade in this? At the breakout retest and off you go, or at the breakout with your entry long position at breakout and being as cheap as you can right there back into the pattern, because it's usually when it breaks back and close back into the pattern, well then you are going to be visiting the lower part, and when it's happened at the end of the triangle usually we break to the lower areas. If not, well then you wait for that rejection somewhere at the top ish, going for a sweep of the lows, and then hopefully we break back inside. But if we don't and we bounce from here and we also bounce from the zero line, right? Off you go to this area right here, and God forbid us to get all the way down to 23, 30, 27. So yeah, I mean, if you believe on AVAX, uh, go for it. But this is not financial advice. But be aware that you are jumping into quicksand at this point, right? If you want to trade it, I mean, be sure that uh, again, not a financial advice. If you really want to trade AVAX, wait for any breakout. Maybe enter here at the sweep of the lows or enter at the breakout, right? And but do a half of a position. So in very low leverage, something like a 5x, something like that. So if for any reason it goes lower, right, you enter here, you re-enter the other half of your position somewhere around here. Therefore, you average down to somewhere in here. And when it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest. On the retest, you close your long at zero lost. All right. So try to be smart about it. This is a couple of tricks that I do on my trading. So when I really want to trade something, but it's not looking good or it's undecisive, I layer my entries. I'm not adding more money, right? Remember that for me, one position equals 3% of 3% of my whole wallet, which means half of a position equals to 1.5% of my wallet. Therefore, I'm allocating the same amount of money, the 3%, but in two different areas, if that makes sense. So, other than that,
Yes,
guys,
sir.
perfect. Other than that, guys, I think it's time to start wrapping things up. We're close to ending
Lots
our
of alpha,
class.
man.
Yes, lots of alpha. Oh man, today I'm exhausted.
I'm
Le-
so
uh,
tired, bro.
yeah, I feel very tired. I don't know why.
Too much back
Uh,
testing.
yes, too much back testing.